Now, one of the programs I want to demonstrate to you is Acunetix Web Vulnerability Scanner. And this is just a trial edition, so there are certain things we can and can't do with it. But what I want to show you is what it can do in terms of scanning a web application and the vulnerabilities it can come up with. Now, we used Nessus a little bit earlier to scan our bad store site. So let's use this Acunetix Web Vulnerability Scanner to see what else we can come up with. So I'm going to use it to grab that particular web server, which we know is an internal network, 192, 168, 163, 145. Although we'll tell you that for a good demonstration, Acunetix provides several vulnerable websites that you can actually scan with it, and it will give you full information on their vulnerabilities, and you can kind of see how vulnerable some websites are and how Acunetix can pick this stuff up. So let's select our bad store site here. Going to click Next. Going to leave the defaults at what they are at. Click Next again. And this is our target information. It's going to kind of tell us what we're working with here, Apache 1.3.28. And I'm going to click Next and go with the scan. I'm not going to give it any authentication information or anything like that. This might be what a hacker would do as well. So we get a basic warning about the Acunetix sensor. We can skip that. We're going to say Finish. And we're going to run the scan here. Now this can take a few minutes to run. So we're probably going to pause the recording and come back when it finishes so I can show you what vulnerabilities it comes up with. So this can take a few minutes. Okay, our scan is finished and it's come up with quite a few vulnerabilities here. We have 88 alerts, 16 of them are high, 36 are medium, and 11 are low, and 25 are informational. Let's take a look at some of the higher ones here. And one good thing about Acunetix is it tells you, you click on it, and it tells you what information is there. Now, the trial version does not give you as much information as we would like to see, but it does give you some information on what the vulnerability is. The mod rewrite here we have SQL injection. It is vulnerable to SQL injection attacks. This website is. We have other things here listed. And some of these you can look up on the CVE sites or other vulnerability sites, and they will tell you what this vulnerability is and how an attacker could exploit it. Now, typically, you will not be able to exploit them with a scanner. You would have to use something like Metasploit, which we'll take a look at again here in a few minutes. But all of these errors here can be exploited. All these issues, these vulnerabilities. Some of these are just informational vulnerabilities. Basically, you can upload files to the server. Okay, that by itself is not necessarily bad, but what if an attacker were to upload malware or a malicious script? So you have a lot of different vulnerabilities here in this particular website, this badstore.net. And there's some other tools over here we can take a quick look at, like the blind SQL injector here. It would actually help you formulate an SQL injection attack against a particular website. Now, the site itself, the trial version rather of Acunetix Web Vulnerability Scanner won't do that for us. But what we can do also is take a look at the other vulnerability sites that it gives us, and we can take a look and see how they look, and we can actually get better vulnerability information from them. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of those, and we'll run it rather quickly and see what we get. Okay, Acunetix has finished scanning Acunetix's test website, which is vulnweb.com, and it actually gave us about 30 alerts, and that's a lot less than what we had with Bad Store. And let's go ahead and look at some of these and see what we get. We get some cross-site scripting vulnerabilities here that are confirmed, and basically it shows you how you could conduct a cross-site scripting attack against this particular website. Again, this is just to show you what can be done to an unsecure website. So this is not an actual website here, but it tells you what you could possibly do to conduct that attack. You have some other cross-site scripting attacks here, as well as some other types of attacks, weak password attacks. You see that admin has a weak password here. XML, external entity injection, so XML injection is a possibility with this website, as well as some other types of vulnerabilities. Here, the user credentials are sent in clear text, for example. So we've got a lot of different vulnerabilities on this website as well, and there are others that Acunetix can test And you can also test these sites yourself with some other web vulnerability scanning software. And what we're going to look at next in the next couple of sessions is how to conduct some other attacks on websites, such as SQL injection, and how to use Metasploit Pro to conduct attacks on websites.